Hello, I'm Kimberly J. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Secondhand News You Can Use. Of course, joining me tonight are my co-host, Henry Liddell, which is our producer with Vogue and Vanity Fair credits. Good evening, Henry. And also our beautiful co-host, Dr. Michaela, who's our creative director, producer, and content creator for DTR TV. Welcome back, Dr. Michaela.
Hey.
Hey, she's so cute, y'all. Of course, you know we got to kick it off with our viral buzz, y'all. It's some stuff we need to talk about. And of course, if you're new to the show, viral buzz is everything that's out there buzzing that you guys are talking about, but we're going to bring it here and cover it with you and give you our 2 cents worth. And remember, before we get started, to make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can get notified every time we drop one of our shows. All right, you guys gear up, get ready, because here we go. Actor Dwyane Martin announces his engagement to model and actress Ashley Marie Jones on February 2nd, which happened to be her birthday, after he has divorced Tisha Campbell back in 2020. So the 58-year-old shared the news on his Instagram account. Of course, there were a multitude of mixed emotions. Let me tell you that the emotions ranged from D.L. Hughley gave a wonderful congratulatory comment. Everybody else, with the exception, when I ran through the comments, maybe of 2 or 3, weren't so favorable. So let's start with you, Henry Liddell.
Oh my goodness, you had to start with me, didn't you? Let me tell you something.
Okay, you don't have to go first.
No. I have something to say. I have a couple things.
Well, I was actually going to start with you and just get your feedback. What do you think about this proposal to this very young lady that he is now engaged to? So there are allegations out there.
Do the back shot.
Yes,
do the back shot.
That he has been quite friendly with the Will Smith. Quite friendly. Like maybe he got swallowed by Will Smith. I don't know. It's
Lucky
alleged.
son of a gun. Wish it was me, hun.
Come on now.
I would milk that relationship in more ways than one.
Well, then we have to let's make sure we can make this go viral so that you can get your end with him. Okay? Now, according to Lisa Ray, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna. You told me he had a marriage proposal, and I think what's the controversy? The age of the person. First thing I thought, he don't want. What they gonna do?
He doesn't like fish. Is that what you were thinking?
Okay.
You were thinking he doesn't go to fish fries.
Maybe he does like every other Sunday, but
every now and again.
It's not for every day.
Mm-hmm. It's not a regular thing. So there's also Lisa Ray had made a comment. Lisa Ray introduced Dwyane Martin to her husband, and allegedly, according to her, don't let your husband become friends with Dwyane Martin because he will steal him from you. And allegedly, that's what happened to her marriage, is that her husband took off with Dwyane Martin. So here we are, back to the question, Henry Liddell. How do you feel about the proposal to Ashley Jones from Dwyane Martin? Do you think it's legit? Do you think he's in it for love?
I absolutely don't think it's legit. We know why there's a marriage proposal. It's called a beard. He's trying to deflect off all of this heat from him and Will Smith. I went to his Facebook page and his Instagram page. But look, There's nothing. If you bag, the hottest, actor, highest paid actor in Hollywood, most sought after man in the world. I don't know if they were doing anything because this is all alleged. But all I know is there's so many clues that point to it. Even Tisha Campbell on her social media has like alleged things,
alluded to it. Yes,
alluded to things. Mm-hmm. Then just like you said, Lisa Ray and everything. So I think there's definitely some truth to it. I think that they could be, special friends, and that they're probably bisexual. It's more than a possibility. And at the end of the day, I can assure you that Tisha don't want him back. She's probably like, I'll be your bridesmaid at the wedding. How you doing?
So, as a side note, and then Michaela, I want you to weigh in as well. The comments, everybody was congratulating Tisha Campbell because they were like, girl, you don't have to pay for him anymore, because she was paying him support. Michaela, have you any thoughts, love?
He took the word right out of my mouth. beard. Because look, I was wondering, did the Illuminati get him a woman too? That's that, you know,
Right?
through Will, the Illuminati license flow to your friends too. Because come on now, he likes penis as much as I do. I believe that, and unless she's a tranny, you know, what do we know about this young lady? She might be a trans. You know,
she's beautiful. She's a model. She's an actress. She's very young. I feel bad for her. I feel like she's good now, unless she has an agenda herself. It doesn't seem to. I looked at her video footage on her page as well. She sincerely seems excited. She said, "I can't believe I'm someone's fiance."
Okay, you know what?
It's not that gainfully employed, because she's going to need to be gainfully employed, because
she's a model and an actress.
Okay, good.
Now,
because somebody's got to.
But yeah, somebody's gonna have to take care of them.
That's right.
So, all right.
Okay, well, I just had one word. That was beard. Beard.
Yeah, bearded. I would go with beard. Beard for 5,000, Alex. We'll go all go for beard for 5,000. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. All right. Well, we got another hot dude that's part of our viral buzz. It doesn't seem like he's gonna leave anytime soon. So get ready, because we will be continually updating you on none other than Brother Love, P. Diddy, whatever you want to call him. Love. Diddy allegedly has been brought up on Rico charges. If you don't know what Rico charges are, Rico, first of all, stands for Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations. It's actually, I'll give you more. The offenses associated with Rico charges are any act of bribery, counterfeiting, theft, embezzlement, fraud, dealing in obscene matter, obstruction of justice, slavery, racketeering, gambling, money laundering, commission of murder for hire, and many other offenses covered under Federal Criminal Code Title 18. Diddy has hired a new lawyer. Her name is Bobby Sternheim. If her name is familiar to you, she is a high-profile attorney with a top security clearance and usually represents individuals and corporate clients on a federal and state level, as well as individuals extradited for organized international crimes. Let's not forget, she also represented Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell was the one, I don't know if she was married to or dating or very serious about Epstein. Epstein, as in Epstein Island Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein. So she represented her, okay? So Michaela, Dr. Michaela, why do you think Diddy had to go after someone of that magnitude to represent him?
Because like I said before, they haven't even scratched the surface. Tupac is dead. Biggie would still be alive if it were not for him. I believe he has his hands in so much shit. It's unbelievable. Murder, rape, allegedly, kidnapping, all the things he's done to women in this country, outside of this country. That Rico law is covering everything he's done. I'm telling you, we don't know. We're gonna know. I mean, Cassie didn't even scratch the surface. We're gonna know so much stuff, and I'm telling you, all these people are gonna come. Everybody's gonna get what's coming to them finally.
Yes. Henry Liddell, do you think he's going to turn on anyone to get his name cleared or to get him a lesser sentence if he is, in fact, arrested for these crimes?
I think he's going to sing like a canary. He's going to produce an album on this one. You know, with those charges that he's up for, you know, you think it was Al Capone or somebody. I think that I think there's a lot of stuff that's going to come out, and including him, he's going to come out of the closet. But I just think it's so interesting how much trouble he's in, and how much is at stake, and how for all these years, for almost 25 years, this man or more, this man has felt complete immunity to do all of these despicable acts,
all the things,
without even looking behind his back. So it's really disgusting that he even got to this point. You know, the enabler.
It is. It is. I have to say, I remember Diddy back when he used to hang out at Hampton University, you guys, and I thought he was the coolest dude. I didn't know him. But I thought, oh, what a cool dude. You know, he seemed really nice. He was at Howard at the time. And it just seemed like he went from Diddy singing that song, Every Breath I, right? He went from being that dude that like I'm jamming to, who is he? Because he is nothing like the person who we thought we were getting when he was producing all that good music. It's like he just turned so diabolical. I think Cassie again was playing chess, not checkers. Her lawyers knew what they were doing. And therefore, I think because of that case, that has now opened up, because it doesn't have to be her case. Her case can open up the door for charges to be brought up against Diddy from the federal court and the states, as individual states as well. If there was some, let's say, trafficking involved in another country, that would be another reason for RICO charges, if that were the case. So I think we're going to see a lot more. We're definitely going to hear a lot more about it if, in fact, he has been brought up on these charges. It's just not something you can hire the best of the best, but you still got to go through the process. So
we know the problem is that people with that much money think that they are above reproach, you know, and now you're not, like Trump, him, Epstein. You know, your day's coming, son.
Yep, it's coming quickly,
mm-hmm.
expeditiously. All right, do you have anything else y'all want to add? Because we got hot topics coming up.
I just can't wait to find out I was getting swallowed on an island with them.
Swallowed. I see you swallowing right now. All right, so let me tell you who we have headlining our hot topics. Boy, we can't leave our brothers alone. We're gonna have to ease up on our brothers and find something else to talk about. But we need them to stay off the news. So who's hot in our who's buzzing right now? Who is the hot topic? It's Tyrese Gibson. Tyrese has set social media ablaze nearly a week ago when he shared on Instagram a post expressing that he sometimes wishes he was born Latino. His remarks were underscored by stating that, unlike Black culture, Latinos had not lost their way because they remained grounded in the community. After receiving a lot of backlash, he took to Instagram adorned in a poncho, a sombrero, and a handlebar mustache. It wasn't really a handlebar, by the way. It was straight, but okay, but anyway. And his caption was simple. It said, and you'll help me with this, Henry Liddell, Cállate la boca. Cállate la boca.
Sí, cállate la boca means shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth. I figured it out when I saw la boca. I knew what that was. I said, he told them people shut your mouth. And that's what he said. He said, and that his caption was Cállate la boca, which means, as Henry Liddell said, shut your mouth. And he went on to say a lot more, but he wanted to say this. This was his main thing. He said, in my caption, my last paragraph stated, which was before Black History Month started, of course, we are beyond powerful, influential, and successful talking about Black people. But imagine if we truly all linked up like other communities have linked, poured out and built up on each other instead of moving as fragmented as our moving. What does it say? I'm sorry. Built up on each other instead of moving as fragmented as we are moving now, and being so insecure and competitive, aka dysfunctional. We are the most powerful culture in the world. This is why they are so threatened and intimidated by the idea of us ever linking up. We have what it takes to take the world. We are nothing trying to do it alone. Please chime in. And indeed, people chimed in. I want to read a couple comments, and then I want you all. Yes.
Oh, I just want to
go ahead.
Say, okay, for one, little boy. Okay, sure. Most Spanish-speaking communities, most of them they live together. You have generations in one household. Right. However, what you fail to realize, son, is that we were snatched from the motherland and brought here. They were not. We don't have the same. We were fractured to begin with. We've been fractured. All we've been doing now is trying to play catch up with America. So it's not like we can't do what other people, we can't do what the Jewish community does. We can't do what the Latino community does because we don't have that privilege. We built this country as slaves. So we don't get to do that. So you really need to think about what you say before you say it. Check yourself. Check yourself, Tyrese.
He needs a callete la boca. That's what he needs to do.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Right. I do want to read. Henry, do you want to chime in? I'm going to read a couple of comments after you.
You know what?
Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I'll say something. I think that, I would really like to officially put in my like an official notice for exchange. I would like to trade in Tyrese for either Tekashi 6ix9ine or Daddy Yankee. We're sick of it. We're done with all the mess and all the shenaniganery. Just stop, okay? Stop.
Okay, enough of it. Well, you guys are in line with the commentary. So I'm going to save this other one for last. It's going to definitely dovetail what you said, Dr. Michaela. But it says, we, the Black delegation, give the Latinos Tyrese due to excessive cooning for the last few years. I laughed so hard. They said the brother has been cooning for the last few years. Someone else says, sighs, I'm just tired at this point. Best of luck to you, senor. Okay, but this one I like. This one I like. This is what was said, which dovetails off what Dr. Michaela and you said too as well, Henry, earlier. You asked how Blacks got lost along the way, and the first post probably lost our way along the 800 years of slavery for Black Americans and colonialism amongst all African diaspora that literally produced trauma passing through generations that other races didn't experience to that extent. In addition to negative stereotypes, Black people constantly have been portrayed in the media and multiple other unfair disparities since you need a reminder. I thought that comment was on point because that's true.
You know what? And it's remind me, I remember Henry and I had a couple of years ago had this conversation, and I'll let Henry take it from here. But you're talking about our community, and what about you and your child support? You complaining about you having to pay for your child. Remember that, Henry?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, you sitting there. I mean, well, I don't know if there were alligator tears, but you made a big stink about your child support being increased. Now you're talking about what we do as Black people in the community. As a Black man, you're crying publicly about supporting your child.
Yeah, right. And then there's a video of him in his kitchen with a hibachi chef that he has in his home, like a whole kitchen, like a hibachi kitchen in his home in the backyard. A special kitchen with a chef that was on staff, and he's complaining about that. I don't want to hear about your child support payments if you have a private chef, in-house private chef.
Take care of your baby.
That's right. And the thing about it is, with Tyrese, I'm so sick of hearing about, look, I want to say something sincerely. This man is absurdly talented. He is one of the very few people who can go on stage with Anita Baker, sing her songs, and stay right neck and neck with her. Super talented.
He's talented.
Should never be broke for nothing.
No, he shouldn't. I don't know. I think we're gonna have that as a consumer topic when we come back to another day, because I think a lot of celebrities, and even Monique talked about this recently. They don't have what we think they have. So we'll definitely have that conversation eventually. So I guess they might be faking it till they make it, or flossing and bossing, and I don't know, behind on their bills. But there's another segment that we want to add called consumer news you can use, because we want to keep you guys informed about what's going on consumer-wise. So many things have been changing, especially since COVID, which seems like it was like last year, but COVID was like 3-4 years ago, and it doesn't seem like we've come that far. So here's what we have. It's been a while. So on January 31st, the ASDWA, which stands for the Association of Safe Drinking Water Administration. By the way, I didn't even know that was a thing. They're advising water companies, and they're sending messages out to their customers stating to use a filtration system or boil your water prior to ingestion. They're also saying bottled water, if you haven't heard, is now not safe to drink because of the amount of plastic particles, infinite plastic particles that are released inside bottled water. Now, but water is still good for you guys. We still want to drink water. We're just going to have to do some different things now. Water is getting contaminated. Pipes, I've learned a lot about pipes over the last few days. Between pipes, your faucets, and things like that, here are a few things that I want to share. Boil water. If you have tap water, especially depending on what area you live in, boil your water before you use it, not before you bathe, but before you drink or ingest okay, what's wrong with me? Before you ingest the water, maybe I need music. Also, drink from a glass now instead of drinking from a bottle. Because of the plastic being released, they're suggesting drinking from a glass. Clean the nozzle of your water spigot. I don't know if people know there's a collection that builds up. Like you turned your water on, you put your glass under there, but have you ever cleaned underneath? There's a little thing. Clean it. Trust me, you want to clean it. And when you do, you'll understand why you want to keep it clean. That also helps for a better, fresher glass of water. Boil water, I said, and then of course, follow your local and state water authorities for instructions and updates on your water source. Have you guys heard anything about the water? Have you received anything in the mail from your water companies? Now, Costa Rica, you're probably good. Right, Henry Liddell?
You know, I haven't received anything in the mail from my water company because, you know, we don't actually have addresses here. But I do want to say some things about, you know, about water and plastic and water health within the community.
Yes.
Because part of some of the stuff that I've done over the years has been a part of, you know, activism and making sure people have clean water and talking about those kind of issues. And one of the things with plastic, the half-life of plastic, you know, it lasts for a certain amount of time, but it starts to break down. And the issue that we're having, not just with, you know, individuals and people, is also within the food that we eat, because what happens with polycarbonates is when they break down and they enter into the body, they actually act as if they're estrogen. Okay, it acts like an estrogen molecule, and so you start to have fish and other marine life only produce female versions of that animal. And of course, you know, in men and women, you start to get like breasts, certain types of cancer that you would get because of like high estrogen count. So it sounds like a tiny little thing, but it's actually really huge.
It's big. Yeah, it's big. And you know, honestly, in order for it to be big enough for them to start telling us to do this, you know, it's got to be pretty big. Dr. Michaela, since you are a doctor, did you want to weigh in on any health aspects or anything you might want to add?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, someone sent me an article about most all fish can at some point switch sex organs. So, but you're right, Henry. Just, I mean, because that is a possibility. You know, I can see that having all female fishes are bitches, but yeah, you should be filtering your water. And you know what I do with mine? I use CLR on my faucets, but you really should be having some type of filtration, because in our home, when I was married, we had a filtration system. So I really did tap water. I am a bottled water drinker, but it's because I will never ever drink tap water unless it's filtered. So yeah. You're right. I'll let
bougie.
And she's bougie, y'all. And she'll probably start buying glass bottled water now or something like that. She's bougie, and her filtration system, like mine is probably like is a little Brita or the one on the refrigerator. She probably has a whole built-in filtration system.
You're right. It was.
That's right. I'm not mad about it. I'm gonna give me one. I can promise you that.
What? I don't like doing dishes, so I'm out for the plastic and the paper. I can't. I'm just, that's me.
But they say even in containers, they say don't like heating up your food and letting it cool and putting it back. It is very unhealthy. That plastic, we really should be using glass, not to drink out of only, but also to store our containers in the fridge.
But I'll say,
yes.
I'll say this. I've been plastic forever. I'm okay. I'll say that. But I do agree.
We're all okay until they say, well, guess what we found built up in your system. We're not gonna claim that though. All right, you guys. One more thing in consumer news. This one. That's all I can say. Elon Musk has a Neuralink chip that has come out. It has been implanted into the first human brain. Elon hopes that it can make the brain control technology telepathically, which means through their thoughts. According to Tech Online, the first tests on the subject will be to see them controlling a cell phone just by using their thoughts. Would either of you be willing to participate in this type of technology?
No, and put it in his head so he can change So he can
Listen,
be, so if it would make him not be an asshole, I would suggest that he would get that chip. Hell no. Okay, go ahead, Henry. That's what I say. Hell no.
I know he's your favorite person, so I figured you wanted to jump in there first, Michaela. Henry Liddell.
I want them to go ahead and low jacket into to Donald Trump. I would love to hear what he's thinking during some of these speeches and stuff like that. Just to actually know what he's actually thinking in his mind. I bet it sounds something like, an episode of Teletubbies or Blue's Clues.
Well, I say if his Teslas aren't even driving right and they're driving on their own and taking off and running off the road, who you will not be doing is putting, first of all, I know my Christian community, they're gonna be like, what you're not gonna do is put something in my forehead. Then the other part of that is your Teslas are just taking off, driving on their own. You're gonna put a Neuralink chip just to see if we can move stuff, and you can't even get the cars to, no, boy, bye. I'm sorry, boy, bye.
All right. Oh, I have a
nice sunset. Yes.
I have a consumer gripe.
Yes.
And I saw this every time I see a Goalie gummy ad, it makes me so mad. Listen,
talk
people,
to us why.
Let me tell you. Goalie gummies, the salt thing and eating rice, that is not going to make you lose weight. Pull your ass away from the table. You could drink as much apple cider vinegar as you want. You could do as many. People say, I'm doing a colon cleanse. That's feces. It's not fat. You would take a dump, you're still going to have the same amount of fat in your body because it's not leaving your body. Goalie gums, they said it has potential to increase your metabolism. It has the potential to support weight loss. It doesn't make you lose weight. Y'all stop with the fads.
There's no magic in that.
There is no magic. And I think I have a friend, if you guys follow us on DTR TV, one of my colleagues I went to college with, Dr. I can't even think of my friend's name. He wrote a book called Fix Your Diet, Fix Your Diabetes. And he gets all of his, most of all his patients off their medications. Food is meant to fuel you. It can you're gonna either live to eat or you're gonna die from what you eat. The foods that we eat are killing us. They're killing us slowly. And your diabetes can be cured, your hypertension can be cured, your hypercholesterolemia can be cured. Everything can be if you change the way you eat. And I know that it's almost Dr. Tony Hampton. He has a podcast as well too, and you can catch everything on DTR TV. But you would be surprised that by changing your diet, you could change your entire life. You could change everything. You can get off all your medications if you eat correctly. And so many people don't know how to eat. They don't know what's good food and what's bad food. They really don't. They think if I eat a salad that is full of croutons and creamy dressing, that's healthy. No, it's not, because the croutons are not healthy.
Look, that's fried bread.
It is, yeah.
So, yeah.
But that's not right. Y'all stop with the.
You're allowed to have your gripe. You're allowed to have your gripe because while we're here, let's go ahead and we can do this because it's our show and we're allowed. But go ahead and tell them you actually have another show on DTR TV. Tell us a little bit about what that's about so they'll know when to tune in. And
okay, well, I'm a podiatrist by trade, so foot news you can use. So anything you need to know about lower leg, ankle, and foot disorders and diseases, I got you. Surgical remedies. We have all kinds of Black professionals on there. Therapists, male therapists who specialize in traumas that affect Black men specifically and Black children. We have something for everybody, but that's it. That's just my gripe. Stop with the supplements. Pull away from the table. Come over and let us teach. Let some Black professionals teach you something about how to live right, how to increase the quality of your life.
Right. Not living to eat, but eating to live. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
Not
eat to live, don't live to eat. Eat to live, don't live to eat.
Live to eat. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Henry Liddell, do you have any closing remarks? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that our health is so important. It's so important to be aware of the type of food that you eat. It's very a lot of people will say that people should have common sense and they should know, but actually the limits, the measures that they go to actually mask that this food is processed, that it's bad for you, they go through great measures because even, packaging where it says organic, they've bought the patent so that they're able to put organic onto these products. And so people, you go to the store, you really have to, it takes a lot of time and energy to really focus to find out that what you're eating is bad or good. I remember when I was a kid, the standard American Black diet for me and my family and everybody in my nuclear family was such that I had cavities. As an adult, I became, you know, I've been vegan, I've been plant-based. Now I'm just plant-based and I eat whatever, but I have a plant-based diet. I haven't had cavities in years and years and years. And it's all based off of your diet. If you're having cavities and you have all these health issues, it's not because you don't brush enough. It's not because of the flossing. It's not, you don't have high blood pressure because it's not mainly just because you're stressed out. It's typically to do with what you're eating every day, 3 times a day. And, you know, until we get that right, we're going to have so many issues. ADD, high blood pressure, you know, all that can be regulated by the food you eat. And so.
All right, you guys. Well, this concludes our show for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of Secondhand News You Can Use. Remember to like and subscribe so you can know the next time we drop another show on you. And of course,